a billionaire pop star, an NFL superstar, and a wedding so secretive that guests had to hand over their phones before they were even allowed inside. On July 3rd, 2026, Madison Square Garden, the same arena that hosts NBA games and sold-out concerts, was transformed for one night into the most exclusive ballroom on the planet. Roughly 1,000 guests, a dress reportedly worth over $1 million, and a guest list that read like the Met Gala crossed with the Super Bowl. This is the story of how Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got married, and why even weeks later, insiders are calling it one of the most extravagant, most secretive celebrity weddings in modern history. Stick around because later in this video, I'll break down the one detail from the ceremony that reportedly left half the guest list in tears. Chapter 1. The venue. With her level of wealth, Taylor Swift could have married anywhere on Earth. A private island in the Maldives, a chateau in the French countryside, a discreet compound in the hills of Montecito, where several of her celebrity friends already live. Instead, she chose something almost nobody saw coming: Madison Square Garden, in the heart of Manhattan. On paper, it sounds like an odd choice for a wedding, but it wasn't random. The Garden is where Swift played some of the biggest, most emotional nights of her career, including record-breaking Eras tour shows. Choosing it as her wedding venue wasn't just a flex of scale, it was personal. She essentially got married on the same stage where she built her legacy. Logistically, this was not a simple booking. Reports indicate the celebration stretched across 2 full days, with massive white tents erected around the exterior of the arena purely to block sightlines from paparazzi and drones. The city of New York reportedly issued a special license allowing the event to run until 4 a.m. And in a detail that instantly went viral, the Empire State Building was lit blue that night in the couple's honor. Fans online immediately dubbed it their something blue. Renting out an entire arena, staffing it, dressing it, and securing it for 2 days isn't something available to the average couple. This alone likely represents a 7-figure line item before a single flower was placed. Chapter 2. The Dior wedding dress. Now let's talk about the dress, because this is where things get genuinely historic. Rather than going with a traditional bridal house, Swift went straight to the top of the fashion world, Christian Dior. The gown was custom designed by Dior's creative director Jonathan Anderson, handcrafted in the label's Haute Couture ateliers on Avenue Montaigne in Paris. For Anderson, this wasn't just another commission. It was reportedly the first time in his career he had designed a full couture bridal look for a global superstar of this magnitude. In interviews given after the wedding, he described the process as deeply personal, saying the collaboration with Swift became something close to friendship, and calling wedding design an emotional thing to work on. Travis Kelce wasn't left out either. He wore a matching custom Dior look, tailored specifically for the occasion. Swift's ensemble was completed with custom-made Christian Louboutin shoes and jewelry from Cartier. No official price was ever released, but industry estimates for a fully custom Dior Haute Couture bridal gown typically start around $100,000 and can climb into the high 6 figures depending on hand embroidery, fabric, and hours of labor. Factor in the custom Louboutins and the Cartier jewelry, and fashion experts estimate her full bridal look likely crossed well over $1 million. A few days after the wedding, Anderson closed out his Fall-Winter 2026 couture show at Paris Fashion Week with a bridal-inspired gown, something many took as a subtle nod to the dress he just created for Swift. But as insane as that dress sounds, it's not even close to the most expensive part of this wedding. That comes later. Chapter 3. The guest list. Roughly 1,000 guests reportedly attended, a number so large it blurred the line between wedding and cultural event. Confirmed and rumored attendees included actress Lena Dunham, musician and producer Jack Antonoff, and a long list of names from music, film, and professional sports. Standing beside the couple were their own siblings. Taylor's brother Austin served as her best man equivalent, while Travis's brother Jason, his longtime Kelce Brothers co-host, stood by his side. Here's the detail that really tells you how serious this event was. Guests reportedly had to surrender their phones before entering. In an era where every celebrity moment ends up on social media within seconds, that's an extraordinary level of control. And it's the main reason almost no real footage from inside the ceremony has surfaced, even now. Think about that for a second. 1,000 of the most online, most photographed people in the world, and almost nothing leaked. That alone tells you the kind of security operation we're about to get into. Chapter 4. Security. At this scale, security isn't a side note, it's practically its own department. Streets around Madison Square Garden were reportedly shut down. Massive privacy tents lined the entrances. Private security teams worked alongside NYPD officers, some of whom leaned into the moment. One officer was filmed on a megaphone quoting Taylor Swift lyrics to the crowd gathered outside, referencing songs like Cruel Summer while keeping fans calm. Fleets of blacked-out SUVs shuttled guests in and out over multiple days, and even seasoned entertainment reporters admitted they couldn't confirm key details until well after the event had ended. Running security at this level for 2 days for 1,000 high-profile guests in the middle of Manhattan is not a 5-figure expense. Events of this size and secrecy typically require security budgets well into the high 6 or even 7 figures. But locking down an entire arena was nothing compared to what happened once the ceremony actually started. Chapter 5. Flowers and Catering. Instead of a traditional seated dinner, the couple reportedly went with something more relaxed. Food stations scattered throughout the arena where guests could serve themselves. According to reports, the lines got long enough that even A-list guests were waiting alongside everyone else. A strangely human detail in the middle of all this extravagance. As for flowers, turning an arena the size of Madison Square Garden into something that feels warm and intimate is no small feat. Weddings at this scale typically require large-scale floral installations, often designed to transform hard architectural spaces into something closer to a garden. For a venue this size, florals alone are typically estimated in the high 6 figures. Chapter 6. The vows that made everyone cry. And here's that moment I promised you at the top. According to guests who later spoke with NBC News, both Taylor and Travis delivered vows that lasted roughly 20 minutes each. At one point, Swift reportedly sang part of her vows rather than simply speaking them, and multiple guests said they needed tissues by the end. But here's the twist nobody expected. It wasn't the bride who cried the most. Guests say Travis Kelce, the NFL tight end known for his larger-than-life personality on the field, was visibly the more emotional one during the ceremony, reportedly moved to tears. It's a small detail, but it's the kind of thing that turns a headline about money and fashion into an actual love story. Chapter 7. The Cost and the Honeymoon. Add it all up, the venue, the Dior gown, 2 days of security, catering for 1,000 guests, and floral design on this scale, and you realistically looking at a wedding that landed somewhere in the double-digit millions of dollars. Neither Swift nor Kelce has confirmed an exact figure, which isn't surprising given how tightly this entire event was controlled from day one. As for the honeymoon, very little has leaked, which at this point should come as no surprise. After pulling off one of the most secretive celebrity weddings in recent memory, it's safe to assume the couple is being just as protective of their time away. A wedding with everything. Global superstars, haute couture fashion, a security operation worthy of a head of state, and somewhere in the middle of it all, 2 people who were genuinely, visibly emotional saying their vows. That mix of extreme luxury and real human emotion is exactly why this wedding is going to be talked about for years. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And if you want more deep dives into the world's most extravagant lifestyles, weddings, and fortunes, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let me know in the comments, which luxury wedding should we break down next? See you in the next video.